Hello, Collective. This is Tan from Artemis Oracle. I hope you're all doing well. Any of us in the Northeast, I don't know where else, Northern Hemisphere, or we're like, it's so cold. We got so much snow here in New York State, and I can imagine neighboring states having the same. I avoid the news, so if I seem a little bit ignorant, it's because I'm very careful about what kind of news I expose myself to. Um, Especially with everything that's going on in the world. Um, Especially with what's happened recently with someone passing, someone's death. And I really, it's just, I don't really like get into politics and stuff like that, but I don't really think it's a politics thing. I think more so it's a human rights thing about what's right and wrong, about how people should be treated. And everything's being politicized, but it doesn't have anything to do with politics. They use that as a guise for things. That's how they separate us. That's how they separate us. They separate us by race. They separate us by gender. They separate us by religion, and they separate us by our political parties. So I just think all of us, we're human. We're all human, and we deserve to be treated with respect, regardless of our status, you know? But that's all I'm going to say with that, because like I said, there's so much more I can say as a person of color, but that's all I feel comfortable saying right now. But today I wanted to do, let's see what comes out for the collective. Let's see what needs to come up for the collective. What truth does the collective need to know at this time? What truth does the collective need to know at this time? So the first card we have is single. Ooh. Single, loss of control, and collection. Like automatically, what came to my mind is single, loss of control, collection. I feel like some of you may be trying to gather yourself, maybe gathering your strength, gathering your sense of self, gathering your dignity, your self-respect, because some of you may be feeling like you have been reckless, like you have been taking unnecessary risks, or things aren't on track, and you're trying to find a way to put everything together. You may be doing this on your own. It could be because of a relationship, because we have single here. It says isolation, independent, alone. So some of you may be having to be in this independent energy, or you feel like you have to do everything on your own. And it feels like things are not going in the way that you may want, or a way that you feel like you have more control, like you can remain composed. But it's like whatever may be going on is probably causing you or asking you to gather yourself, to put yourself together, not let yourself fall apart, even if it seems like everything else is falling apart. But sometimes you have to think, depending on the circumstance, because I'm going to show you this. Depending on the circumstance, because I saw the bottom of the deck, things have to fall apart for a reason. Things have to break down for a reason. When you think of the Tower card in tarot, it represents something being built on faulty foundation, and it needs to be, in a way, destabilized. Something needs to be destabilized. So you can see where the weaknesses are, where you could see where what areas need to be strengthened or reinforced, or maybe even boundaries that may be needing to be reinforced, right? But another thing is, it's like all this shit that may be going on in your life right now may be leading up to something better. And this is, not everybody is going to resonate with this, because this is, if you're the type of person that tries to look at the bright side, you see the silver lining, that type of person. If you are that type of person, thank you, Hibachi. Yeah, if you look at things from a I guess, more positive perspective. Hi, Marisol. Something wonderful, miraculous may be happening. But I feel like it could be like some of us, and this is only for people who resonate with this, because not everybody, takes different things that happen in their life as like they allow it to completely throw them off track, or they just see, okay, I need to get my shit together, because if I allow things to control me, then I have no control at all. So this is a matter of you gathering up your strength, gathering your resolve, and knowing that that you have power. When you feel like you have no control, that's when you feel powerless. But the thing is, everything you do, everything you say, everything you think is part of your power. And if you apply negative thinking to everything and not try to work through issues and, not let them get to you, then it's just going to add up. Basically, you're going to be collecting crap. So if you look at it from that mind space, right? But if you're looking at it from like, okay, everything is a lesson. What can I learn from this? Where do I need to tighten up this ship? Where do I need to get myself together? And then that's when you start to see things change. And I'm saying this for myself too, because earlier today, I was annoyed as fuck. I was annoyed as fuck. But then with someone. But then it got to the point where I'm like, there's nothing else I could do. I could either continue to get upset, continue to be bad and want to curse somebody out, or I could have fun with the situation. So I sent something and then I had to put an emoji because I'm like, there's nothing else I could do, So this is a fucking joke. This, like, maybe the universe is testing me right now because like maybe I need to change the way I'm reacting to whatever this situation is, So I'm applying this theory, right? Thank you for the word theory. Yes, I'm applying this theory to what happened today and to what's going on in this reading, because it's like once you start to change something, but towards from a negative space into a more positive space, then it's like something changes, and it could be like some sort of miraculous change, and yeah, miracle, dreams come true, you get what you want. But sometimes you have to release control. Sometimes it may feel like you're losing control when you release control, but sometimes we're holding on to things that we don't need to hold on to. And I mentioned this in another reading, that sometimes we hold on to burdens that don't belong to us, stress that doesn't belong to us, responsibilities that don't belong to us, and it seems like if some of you resonate with this, that when you feel like you have control of everything, that things may go right, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you could get in your own way. You may be blocking the flow of something, not letting things happen naturally, organically, But when you release control, you're also releasing that stress, you're releasing the anxiety or whatever it may be causing you, But that's that with that first part. I find it very interesting. So it's like getting your shit together. Because even though the card says unique antique sample, I'm just like, no, lost control, get your shit together. Some of you may be doing this on your own. Some of you may be getting in a situation where you are becoming single and you feel like your life isn't going the way you expect it to. But then this is like where you have to kind of reassess who you are, what you want, and that's what's going to allow you to get back on track. Because sometimes when you're in a relationship and, everything is like, I don't know, like you're feeling alone, you feel maybe having more responsibilities than you had before when you were in a relationship, then it's like taking stock, looking at what is important, what you need to declutter from your life, essentially. So that you can allow something new, something fresh, something amazing, positive, beautiful, better into your life. You know how it is when you have a lot of clothes and you just keep ordering clothes and you're like, damn, I don't have enough hangers. So it's like either I buy more hangers or I get rid of shit so I can use the hangers for the new clothes. That type of thing. All right. So now I'm going to the Love Oracle. Let's see what else comes out for love. Oh, wait, this is for love. Ooh, only you, confusion. Devoted, attached, crave, uncertain, unclear, unsure. Okay, that's a bit like contradicting. Like, I only want you, but I'm confused. So maybe somebody's playing like a game or something. Like they may be causing confusion. Maybe you're confused about whether somebody wants you. And maybe certain behaviors that they have towards you that makes you question whether they're even into you at all. You may be the divine feminine. Maybe the divine feminine is the one that's confused. You see the colors are very similar. Hello. So only you, confusion. Oh, you saw that. Confessions, unveiling, coming clean messages. I don't know if how this resonates. So some of you may resonate with being the divine feminine, or you may be dealing with the divine feminine. So someone is feeling confused, unsure about something. They may be unsure about how to confess something that they haven't expressed before. Maybe someone is confused about letting you know that you're the only one. You're the only one. Is there a song, You're the Only One? I know there's one for Shania Twain called You're Still the One. But is there another song that says You're the Only One? You're the only one. Okay, I think I'm going to go into tarot right now. Actually, I want to go into another oracle deck. Nah. I don't want to confuse myself. We'll use that in the end. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. I read oracle and tarot cards. I appreciate you so much for joining me. I don't think I'm at a place where I could give anybody a shout out. That's why I'm being very careful. I'm such a small creator. I don't have a lot of subscribers, actually. How many do I have? I have over 700. But the thing is, hello, welcome. So I got 3 of Wands showing up. So someone is thinking about the future, thinking about a future with you, because whenever I see this card, it looks like someone is waiting for someone to join them, waiting for somebody to come in. Because the 3 of Wands is typically someone waiting for the ships to come in. So they made some sort of decision, but they're waiting for some sort of reply, So maybe some of you have already received some sort of message where someone has confessed something to you. Maybe someone confessed that they have feelings for you. Maybe it's somebody that you didn't even think would be interested in you at all. But it's like this person has their eyes on you, and they're just waiting. Maybe they're waiting for your reply. Okay, but I want to find out more, because I feel like that goes with confessions. Like somebody does come clean and they're waiting for something. Okay. All right. Tell me about only you. Only you. I saw the Chariot card, but... Oh, you have the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, only you. This is like the marriage card, even though it shows people that are not getting married. But typically, it's supposed to be a celebration, celebrating a small success, small win, small victory. But it's also about foundation. You have the 4 of Wands there that basically stand for the 4 pillars, like you would find in a home, the 4 corners, 4 walls that create a space, a home. Depending on the type of home you have, because I know there's some really weird geometrically shaped houses out there. But it's just like maybe somebody has this, they see themselves having some sort of serious relationship with you, serious connection with you, where you and them could have a good time together. You're building a foundation with each other, and they're feeling with the devoted, attached crave. They crave for you. I feel like it's more like devotion. I feel like this person is devoted only to you. This person, I don't know if you're in a relationship with this person or not, but if you do spend a lot of time together, it's like they dedicate when they're with you, they dedicate that time to you. It's like what I want to say, And this falls perfectly because it's like you and them could be in a crowd and then there could be other people around, but they don't see other people. They only see you. You are their main focus, you know? This could be, if you haven't met this person, it could be somebody new. It could be somebody that knows of you, somebody that you know, even that you don't know sees you that way, that may be wanting to, you know, if they haven't reached out to you. But they may be watching you. They may be seeing you with other people. They probably have seen you when there were other people, or maybe a party, some sort of celebration, gathering, where there were other people. And it's like you captivated them in some way. Okay. How's confusion? Tell me about confusion. Hello, bro. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Shani. Hello, all things Salesforce. You're still commenting, so I'm going to give you that shout out. Carol Ann. Hello, Carol Ann. Okay. Now tell me about confusion. Okay, confusion. Yeah, look at this. This is fitting because the Queen of Swords is all about thoughts, ideas, having to make a decision, right? Taking authority, also being honest with yourself, but honest with other people. But then it's like if swords are all about the brain, the thinking, the ideas, all that stuff, right? Messages, communication, technology. But the Two of Pentacles is indicating somebody's like, huh. Or what people like to say, that those two numbers, you know, those two numbers, the little kids like to say, it sounds like somebody's height. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, but someone seems like they may be like they're juggling their thoughts. They're juggling their, like, with the confusion. Yeah, they're like, they are like uncertain, unclear, unsure. I don't know if this person has already reached out to you or you've reached out to them and you're waiting for some sort of sign, some sort of signal from them. But it's like somebody is still in this place where they're trying to figure something out. You know, they know they have to make a decision, but they want to make sure they're making the right one. You know, this person may also be someone who is more thought-based than heart-based. They may be using their logic more so than anything, you know? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All things Salesforce. You know, I heard some things about that number, like it's something about like it's evil, bad, or whatever. But I feel like when we say things, I think our intention when we say it is what gives things power. The same thing with our thoughts and the same thing with our actions. The same way we interact with other people too. It's all about our intention, you know? So I don't know if like some people believe that specific number is bad. I don't know why, but if it is, it's probably because somebody put something in like everything has a code, they say. Like our name has a code, letters have a code. So maybe somebody put some sort of code that kind of gave it that specific number a negative connotation. Because I try to look it up online, I don't see anything, you know, when it comes to magic. All right, so you're confused all the time. Oh, and it's funny because I have the Divine Feminine card coming out. Okay. So tell me about the Divine Feminine. I mean, this could be the Divine Feminine is confused or someone's confused about the Divine Feminine. But it seems like somebody is dedicated, focused on someone, but someone's confused. I'm not entirely sure who's confused in this reading because only you and confusion card came out together. So I feel like this is more so like if you think about it, if you keep the cards together and then put the tarot cards that came out for the confusion and only you, it seems like somebody sees you, but they're uncertain about how to come forward, how to communicate. And that may be something that they're constantly thinking about. You know, if for you, oh, you know, the Chariot came out in reversed. So yeah, I heard that was negative like that. But the Chariot came out. I don't know, like, is the divine feminine stuck? You know, she feels like she can't move forward. Like, is there something keeping her stuck? Why is the Chariot in reverse? Make sure my cards are in reverse. When I look at the bottom of the deck, it's the Emperor. And the Emperor is someone who's very authoritative, who makes decisions. He's the king of all kings. He has a lot of power. And let's see, what is this Chariot in reverse, though? Is it divine feminine? No. I mean, it could be, though. Divine feminine could be confused about a masculine energy. I mean, like, the Emperor is the divine masculine in a sense, you know? They say he's God, you know, and the Empress is goddess. Counterparts. It could be. It could be both. But it seems like somebody, the divine feminine, because I'm clarifying the divine feminine, and the Chariot card came out in reverse, and then the Nine of Swords came out upright. So it's indicating like the divine feminine is I don't know, is overwhelmed with thoughts. And you know what's so interesting too? If you look at this, the divine feminine, you see her hand is near her head. I know it's like, oh, you know, it could be her adjusting her crown, but then it's like also she could be having a headache, you know, like somebody's giving her a headache. Maybe these thoughts, these ideas are stressing her out, you know, because the Nine of Swords represents despair, anxiety, like having your mind racing, having so many different thoughts, ideas, but not in the best way. It's like very overwhelming, stressful. Maybe having a hard time going to sleep. Maybe bad dreams too. But I don't know, like if the way it's sounding, it's like, who is this only you person? Only you. It could be the divine feminine is very much being. God, I hate when I do this because sometimes these readings start to resonate with me in the past. So maybe, all right. In the past, okay, like I remember like wanting somebody and then not sure if they wanted me. And then being at this place where I felt like I was stuck. And then my thoughts were always racing, but not in a positive way. It was like stress, like, oh my God, do they want me? Oh my God, you know, like I can't sleep. I can't, like, I haven't heard from them, that type of thing. So that may be what the divine feminine may be experiencing right now. Like this, you know, uncertainty, you know, does this person want me? Does this person want to have anything to do with me? I only want them, but do they want me? You know? Okay. But I want to know, because this just reminded me of how I've been in the past, you know? So maybe that's what someone may be going through right now. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I'm human, you know? That's the beauty of tarot, you know? Tarot readers, we take our experience and we're able to see it in the cards, and it may relate to somebody who may be experiencing the same thing or has also like is coming out of that type of situation, you know? So that's how it works with tarot readers. That's how you know you resonate with a reader, because the reader reads the cards based on their experience, their knowledge and experience. And then the way they read, you receive the message, and if it's for you, you will take the message, and sometimes you will subscribe to the reader because you resonate with them. But if it doesn't resonate, it's because you and the reader don't really match, you know? So that's how I am with readers. If the reader says something that I resonate with, then I know that's the reader for me, because they probably experience similar life circumstances or situations that I have. And so they have an understanding. They're more empathic and compassionate to those types of situations. Whereas other readers, they could be they get into like all sorts of like challenges in life that not everybody else goes through. And then you can't really resonate with them because you never put yourself in those situations. And I'm not saying they put themselves in that situations. It's just like you've never experienced those types of situations, you know? Oh, sorry that you have OCD. Yeah, that could definitely interfere with a relationship, you know, especially if someone isn't really, I mean, you could be as understanding as you can be with someone who maybe, you know, who has OCD or any other. I know OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. So anybody who has any sort of disorder, but sometimes it gets to a point when, and this is not to be insensitive or anything, but sometimes when people have certain disorders or health conditions and they're not really taking care of themselves, but then they complain a lot, you know. I'm not saying you're complaining, Caroline, but there are people who they complain and they don't do anything to change their life, and it gets a bit frustrating, you know. And it's like, you know, it kind of kills the vibe. You know what I mean? So. I wouldn't be surprised if I have that myself. You know, all things Salesforce. You get the shout out you want it, right? Hello, Mariana. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I have that too. Undiagnosed though. And high functioning. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if I have autism too, if I'm on the spectrum. I know one of my sons has autism. Okay. Oh, okay, that came out, but I haven't. All right, so confessions, unveiling, coming clean messages. What? Oh my gosh, you saw that card flew out. Lovers. You know, this is reader, a Divine Canadian Tarot. I love her because she's so funny and random, and, and her voice is so interesting too, you know? She always sings lovers in a dangerous time, you know, but then she's such a raspy voice, you know. So it's like someone wants to confess this. I feel like this is what it is. I feel like there can be a divine feminine, but it could easily be a masculine energy who's feeling this way too. You know, he feels held back and he's having his nightmares and whatever, and that's interfering with him communicating with her, you know, and he's finally getting to this point where he wants to communicate. It could be anybody, you know, it could be the divine feminine or the masculine that wants to come towards the divine feminine, right? But somebody wants to confess their feelings, their devotion, because I didn't mention devotion. Like this first person, when they spend time with you, they feel like they're dedicating themselves to you. And that's just like how I feel right now, you know? And if this person has already confessed this, it's like they're waiting for a response. They're waiting for an answer. It's like, are you going to accept my offer? Are you going to be part of my life? Are you the person I'm going to be having morning coffee with? You know, I was going to say morning wood with, but because the wooden table and the, I was going to say, oh my God, forget it. Okay. Yes. So feminine energy, like a divine feminine is mostly feminine. As humans, we embody both energies. We embody both our masculine and feminine energies. And the best way to describe it is, as a feminine energy, we receive. We're patient. We wait. But the masculine energy is more, all right, put it this way. Feminine energy is more passive. Masculine energy is more active. You know, so they go out for the money, they go the hunting and all that stuff. I know, and like if you look at human history, anthropology and archaeology, women have been involved in hunting and gathering and stuff like that. But if you think about it, when we have certain roles like that, it's because if we have to fulfill certain roles that will be deemed masculine, it's because there was a necessity. And you see that a lot with single mothers who have to take care of their children, and they have to be both the mother and father, as much as a woman can be a father, you know, without being an actual male, you know what I mean? Or masculine with testosterone and all that stuff, you know, we're talking about the like cisgender. But we embody both. So the parts of us that it gets very motivated to act and, go after our dreams, that's our masculine side. And the passive side of us is the one that is just waiting for the rewards to come in. We do the work and then we relax and we sit back and we wait for things to come to us. We attract, I feel like that's the best way to describe it, so I hope that makes sense, because I know I don't think that in history men were only doing hunting and gathering. I think that it depended on the situation. If a woman needed to go get food, it's like say if her husband, I don't know if they call him husband back then, but like the masculine of the clan or the family, whatever, was hurting. I'm pretty sure the woman the feminine energy had to pick up the slack. I feel like sometimes when I'm in my worst behavior, I'm operating off my masculine. Oh, do you live in Scotland, Caroline? It may seem like a dumb question, but you could be Scottish and living in Germany, That's what I'm asking. Okay, so the confessions, yeah, this person wants to confess their desire to be in a lover's connection with you, but it's just that they're waiting. If they have already sent the message, they're waiting for your response. They're waiting for a response. Somebody's waiting for a response, right? Yeah, and then they got Two of Wands. It's like thinking about the future, thinking about what you want to do, where you want to go. It's that sitting and waiting energy. And you see it both there. But this is somebody who's already made a decision. This is a person who was thinking about acting. This is a person who's already made the decision, took the action, is just waiting for the results. Okay. Let me see. What else does the collective need to know? Oh, I always wanted to go to Scotland. Scotland and Ireland are two of the other places I want to go. Scotland and Ireland. But I would love to go to like where the forests are, where the nature. I want to see the nature. I don't know, I live in New York, so it's a lot of city, it's a lot of concrete. It's not enough trees. Oh gosh, I would love to go there. That'd be amazing. Like that's my last trip. I went to Italy. I would love to go back to Italy, but Scotland and Ireland are my top 5. Okay, that's good to know. But in your opinion, Caroline, how long, if like me, I'm from the States. If I was to go to Scotland, how long should I stay? Oh my gosh, I don't drive. I'm gonna need to go with someone who can drive. Okay, what is the most likely outcome in this story? Oh, that's sweet. I imagine, yes, the land and stuff. With the star. The star's about healing. It's about remaining optimistic, healing. Hopefully this person isn't doing any sort of rituals, but you got the sun coming out. So as the most likely outcome, it's like whoever this person is, this is so funny. You got the sun, the moon. Look, the moon, the moon, star, and sun. That's interesting. But then I got the 4 of Pentacles. This is at the bottom of the deck. This is about you know, your subconscious fears, your deep emotions, your wild desires too, your desires, your secret desires. I don't really know if this is really giving an outcome because the star is like, it's like maybe a wish does come true and someone ends up happy. Something ends up happening. Then the Four of Pentacles. Okay, the fact that I said that in the way, it's like maybe some of you may, like, if however this resonates, someone may accept the offer, but something might happen that may cause somebody to kind of hold back or retreat, you know? And hopefully, whoever this energy is because the Knight of Cups came out. And the Knight of Cups is very charming, idealistic, romantic, caring. But then in this deck, he looks very strategic. So, like, if the outcome is positive, then it's, if you, all right, say, however this resonates, someone may accept the offer, but they may have some reservations. And it may have to do with some secret fears. It could be insecurities. It could be doubts, stuff that they're still working out in the shadow. And that's going to cause them to be very careful with how they interact in this situation. But this is like if the person accepts the offer. But I want to know why the Four of Pentacles. Why did that come out so weird? That came out so weird. Five of Cups and Judgment. I didn't even get to shuffle and the cards just came out. The Five of Cups and Judgment, these are Scorpio cards. So Scorpio is about death, rebirth. So this could be somebody that you've dealt with in the past. That you may be, like someone dealt with this person in the past, the person that's like only you, but confused about coming forward. So I'm getting the vibe that this is somebody from the past that may be wanting to return, want to resurrect a relationship. There may have been some past disappointments and they kind of want to come back and try to get back together, you know? Maybe this person was somebody that caused a lot of stress and heartache, kept the relationship stagnant in some way. But then it's like, if whoever is accepting the offer is like, okay, I already kind of know who you are, and I'm going to be very careful with how I move forward with you. But it's like, if you do something wrong, then I'm going to end the relationship. I'm going to end this. So this person who may be wanting to return, if this is like a returning energy and you take it as it resonates, someone may be holding back because of whatever past experience they had, you know, with this energy. Possibly this person has been very stagnant in the past and kept things moving slowly. And then it's like somebody may have walked away and then this person's just like, I don't want you to leave. I want you to come back. I want us to stay together. But then it's like, okay, but you can't be doing the same shit you were doing in the past because that doesn't work for me, you know? And then that's when you may end up making some sort of judgment call. You decide if this person disappoints you, because I asked what the Four of Pentacles is, and the Four of Pentacles is about holding back, you know? But then if this person disappoints you again, then you're going to cut the cord, you know? But hopefully in this situation, this isn't one where you lost something, that you ended up sacrificing something, because this is the Hangman here, and that has to do with sacrifice. You know, especially if somebody has been keeping you waiting and stuff, you waited, you were waiting, someone was waiting. If someone was waiting unnecessarily because of stuff that's happened in the past, and then it's like, yeah, I don't want to waste more time anymore. I've been in this period of pause long before, but I don't want this to be how our relationship continues to be. If this is something from the past, you know? So you're going to be very observant and watching this person and how they move and looking for any growth. If there will be any sort of growth in this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles, because we have the Page of Swords, who's someone who's learning, watching, observing, gathering information, but then you're looking for signs of growth. Like, is this something, like if someone accepts this offer after the confession is revealed about this lover's connection, you know, I wanted to be with someone. Someone's going to be discerning and looking and not probably being more passive, not being more as active as they have been in the past, because they want to see change. They want to see growth. But sometimes you have to like step aside and let the other person do their part to see if there are any changes that they're making on their end rather than you forcing these changes. I hope that's making sense in some way. Yes, intrusive thoughts. Yeah, exactly. That's what the Nine of Swords is. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Caroline, because Let me go back in the comments. Yes, stability. We like stability. I think, like, I know life can be boring when everything's still and stable, but then I think if you've gone through a lot of crap in your life and that you get to that point, that's peace right there. Hi, Coach Unique. Welcome back. Oh no, if he did, you know what you need to do. And I say this without judgment. You know what you need to do for yourself. And no one can tell you if this is somebody you're considering taking back, if you should or not, because you know if they are worthy of being taken back. Is this something worth working out, or is this something that you have to release? Because ultimately it's your life, your happiness. And if there's a pattern that you see with a specific person, then that's like all the answer you really need, That's all the answer you really need. So that's that with that reading. Okay, I have my lunch break is about to end. So let me see. But I like how the miracle card came out, because if you think about everything that I mentioned in the beginning of the reading, if you were here at the beginning with the single card, loss of control, collection, if you tie that all together with the love reading, it's like some of you may be choosing to remain single because whatever situation you've experienced in the past, it didn't really lead anywhere. It got derailed. And then now you're at this point in your life where you're trying to put yourself back together, trying to heal and recover, and go towards what it is that you really want. Because I just saw this miracle card, like I mentioned it in the beginning of the reading, because something better may be coming around for you, and maybe this could be miraculous. You finding out somebody, someone that you weren't sure was into you is definitely into you and wants to have something with you. But it's like everybody's situation is different. That's the beauty and curse of tarot. Okay, I would suggest you rewatch it. Help a sister out, with views. You could scroll back, but it's, Oh, I try to do lives every day between 2 to 3 p.m. That's my lunch break at work. Thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more from me, I have so many more videos. I've been posting videos since December 2024. And I would love if you could look at any time frame. Like, you know what I like to do? And this is something that you can consider doing. And it's not because I want you to go watch my videos, but it's because sometimes something will happen around a certain time frame. And then I'm like, I think back on it. I'm like, I wonder if I could go back to a reading and see if a reading, and this is another person's reading. Like I would go to another channel's reading. One of my favorite channels I would watch and see if there was a message that resonates now, because back then it didn't. I don't know, because that's how tarot is sometimes I say something and it may not resonate with you now. It may have resonated with you from the past, but it could resonate with you in the future. Oh, Lordy jeez. That poor baby dog. Yeah, but if you're dealing with someone in the past, just be very discerning about whether or not there's somebody there that's worth taking back. If they caused you more heartache than happiness, then you know the answer. I can't tell anyone what to do with their life. Just like no one can tell me what to do with life. I made so many damn mistakes. Even though I knew they were not the best choices, but it's like I stand by them, even though it's like, damn it. Did I really need to do that to myself? I didn't. I didn't need to do that to myself. But sometimes I guess I like to learn the hard way. So I thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. You're staying warm and safe, or you're staying cool and safe, depending on where you are in the world. Because I wonder if there's the Southern Hemisphere. How's the weather in the Southern Hemisphere? But thank you so much again for spending your day, part of your day with me. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe, like this video, look up the other lives or videos I've posted. And yeah, just wishing you all the best. Take care. Bye.